winged stallion is, of course, Pegasus. And we seem to have ripped through that, just like Pegasus flying across the sky. So, as it says on your program, tonight's program is all music based around music of imagination from a lot of different, from ancient stories, flying horses, to a tuba player that can talk, and all the other instruments that chat with each other during the course of the speech, all the way through Disney, and then a very special encore presentation that we'll get to at the end of the program. So, let me mention who our soloists are for Tubby and Tuba. So, we'll have, and let's go ahead and have our Tubby and Tuba folks take your places. So, Joe Rego is going to be Tubby. Sandy Brazel is going to be Pipo the Piccolo, and I'm the conductor. And yes, so I'm a character in the program. And the announcer is Dylan. So Dylan's going to be in our. He's normally a tuba player. And he actually bought this, the music for the band, so I had to do it. And I'm glad we are. So here we go. So on with Tubby the Tuba.
Once upon a time, in the lovely little town of Matthews, North Carolina, there was a band that was all busy tuning up. First, the oboe gave his B flat to the clarinets. Then, to the rest of the woodwinds. And to the brasses. Up and around the scales they went, helter-skelter. All but Tubby the Tuba. A fat little tuba, puffing away, but oh, so slow. Oh, what lovely music, said Tubby, and sighed. Here, what's the matter, said Pipo the Piccolo. Oh, said Tubby, every time we do a new piece, you all get such pretty melodies to play, and I never, ever get a pretty melody. But people never write pretty melodies for tubas. It just isn't done. There's the conductor. First, the clarinets danced a lovely little tune. Then they cried to the flutes, catch! Got it, cried the flutes. My turn, tooted the trumpet. And the rest joined in. The euphoniums. lollipop. Catch me, cried the little tune. Catch me! Gotcha, cried Tubby. Oh, you're sitting on me, cried the little tune. Poor Tubby picked up the flat little tune and tried to squeeze it back into shape. You clumsy fool, snapped the brasses. I'm sorry, Mr. Trumpet, said Tubby. Well, I should say so, said the woodwinds, as they quivered with great indignation. Tubby, said the conductor, Tubby, just what is the matter? Please, sir, I thought it would be so nice to dance with the pretty little tune instead of going oopa all the time. Dance, laughed the woodwinds, dance? Well, really? The French horn quietly put his hand to his mouth and smiled, and the whole band began to laugh. Stop it! Cried the conductor. Stop it! Stop, I say! Tubby! Please, sir, I wasn't laughing. Rehearsal was over. Tubby was walking home with Peepo the Piccolo. Please, Peepo, said Tubby, I just feel so bad. I don't think I want any company. I understand, said Peepo. Good night. Good night, said Tubby. The moon was out. Tubby went to the river and sat down on a log, and he looked at himself in the water. Alone am I, thee and I together. If I went away from me, how unhappy I would be, oh me and my sigh. The trees whispered in the wind, and the waterfalls tinkled, and an old owl hooted. Suddenly, a big bullfrog hopped out of the water and sat down on a log beside him. Hello, 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 lovely evening, Boga, Boga. I said, lovely evening, Boga, Boga, Boga. I said, beautiful evening. Hello, Boga, hello, Boga, hello. But Tubby just sat. Oh, well, said the frog. Oh, well, if I'm not wanted. Oh, cried Tubby, please, Mr. Frog, come back. I didn't mean to be impolite. Back off the frog. Oh, that's all right. said the frog. Oh, thank you, said Tubby. Say, you're a very fine tuba. Don't you know it? Tubby, you should try that on your band sometime. Oh, I will, said Tubby. Goodbye, Mr. Frog. And off went Tubby, as happy as a tuba player can be. Ooh, said the frog. Most appreciative audience I've ever had. Fine musician, that Tubby. Booga, booga, lovely evening, blah, blah, blah. I said, lovely evening, go, 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 go. I said, a beautiful evening. Hello, booga, good night. The next day, the band was busy tuning up for rehearsal and buzzing with excitement over the arrival of the great new conductor, Signor Morrissimo. Tubby practiced his hoo-ha and smiled to himself. People at the piccolo caught his eye. Feeling better? Uh-huh, winked Tubby. Here he comes, called the French horns. Here comes Signor Morrissimo! All right, begin. And Tubby began to play his own little melody. Oh, that wretched tuba, snapped the brasses. He'll disgrace us! The trombone stuck out his tongue, and the trumpet snickered. Tubby, said Signor Morrissimo. Tubby, I've never heard a tuba play a melody before. Let's hear the rest of it. Oh, said Tubby. Why, how perfectly wonderful, said the clarinet. Please, Tubby, may we sing your tune too? How about me? Asked the xylophone. And me, said the trombone. May I? Asked the celeste. Here I come, called people. And they all Well, we've done it, haven't we, Tubby? It was the bullfrog sitting right down beside him. We have our points too, don't we? Oh, thought Tubby, how happy I am.
Okay, did you enjoy that? This is supposed to be a piece for children, but given the fact that we were all children at one point, it still works, right? So now we're going to feature Javier on Gabriel's Oboe. And many of you may be familiar with the movie that this tune comes from, a wonderful movie, and this is a wonderful showpiece for the oboe. There's a lyrical showpiece, very different than Tubby the Tuba is Gabriel's oboe. Something I should have pointed out on Tubby the Tuba, you may have heard something that had sort of a harp-like sound, which wasn't a harp, it was actually a celeste. And if any of you, actually, let me ask, how many of you know what a celeste is? Other than a girl's name. Okay. Basically, it's like bells. It's like metal bells that we have in the percussion section, but it's played from a keyboard. Now, a celeste is quite expensive, and it's not used that much. But if you have an electric piano, chances are it has a celeste sound on it, which is what we use. And I wanted to point out our celeste player. So, those little pretty little bell parts that's who was playing there. So, moving on to pure imagination. Again, this was occasionally, just like Tubby the Tuba, people in the band will say, how about we do this piece? And I'm like, sure. So this is another one that was a suggestion from one of their clarinet players. So here's pure imagination. So Marvin Hamlish did obviously quite a few scores for a number of different movies here and there, many of which we would have, many of us who are close to my age might have seen when we were in high school or maybe in college. So the tunes that we're going to hear from him in this piece are they're playing my song, What I Did for Love. That's probably the one that most people hear. The Entertainer, which obviously the Entertainer was written by John, thank you, which Marvin Hamlish used in a movie. And then The Way We Were, okay, and I have some fond memories of going to see that movie with a date back in the day. Well, it didn't work out. It was a one and done. And speaking of which, the next tune is One. And now, a brief word from the person who really runs the band.
Good evening. On behalf of everyone up here, I'd like to welcome you again to our concert tonight. I hope you're enjoying yourself. This is one of the most fun concerts we have prepared in quite a while, so I hope you're enjoying it. Are there any newcomers here tonight? You haven't been here before, you haven't been to one of our concerts, will you raise your hand? We got a few people out there. Awesome. We hope you come back. We give 4 concerts a year plus an outdoor concert on Memorial Day, and it's all free. You're not obligated to pay anything, and we hope that you will come back again, everybody. At this time, I'd like to give a special thank you to Matthews Parks and Recreation for supporting us and for providing rehearsal and concert space here, in particular the community center here. On the back of your program, you will note that we have a sponsorship program. If you would like to help support us, we would appreciate it. There are envelopes outside the door here where the open case is, and you can pick up an envelope and mail in your sponsorship form, and your name will appear in the May concert program. We'd like to, if you, on the back of the program, there are the sponsorship names, the list for this year. And we do have one corporate sponsor, which is Group Jones from Helen Adams Realty. So we want to thank them. If you have any realty needs, call them up and they'll be glad to help you. So we are a nonprofit organization, but we do have expenses, including buying new music so you don't hear the same thing all the time, paying our director, and from time to time we need to make some music purchases. So in light of that, you probably notice an open instrument case outside the door, and that many people have already helped to contribute to that. But if you would like, on the way out, drop $1 or $2 into the case. We certainly would appreciate it. Our next concert is on Tuesday, May the 5th. Now, you may have seen some early advertising that said it was May the 7th, Thursday, but due to a scheduling conflict, we needed to move it back to Tuesday, May the 5th. So we hope you will come back on Tuesday, because we will be celebrating our country's 250th birthday, and the big long word for that is, let's see, is sesquicentennial. So I had to practice that for a whole week just so I could say that correctly. So I deserve a round of applause for that. Our music selections will include Star Spangled Salute, American Centennial March, Mayflower Overture, and more. And as I mentioned a minute ago, we would be playing Memorial Day concert on the 25th of May. That is outside, and it is a pre-ceremony concert that starts at 10:30 over in the park, Stumptown Park, across the street, and it's sponsored by the Hooks Order American Legion, and it is a ceremony recognizing our Memorial Day reasons for being here. So, again, thank you so much for supporting us, and we look forward to seeing you hopefully in May. And so the concert continues.
So obviously in your program you can see the next piece is Disney Spectacular. So if the Marvin Hamlish music was music that many of us who are older than 50 would have enjoyed when we were in high school, the tunes in the Disney Spectacular are tunes that probably many of our children would have been watching along with us, right? As an excuse to watch Beauty and the Beast, because your kids watching it. Many of those of you who have children in your 30s and 40s would have watched these movies growing up. So that's kind of the connection there. So here's some wonderful tunes from some really well-known Disney movies. Oh, we have one more piece in the program. Don't make me use this. This is why we have sold out crowds. See you in